Hey everybody, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. So if you've been enjoying all the contents that I've been putting out, I recommend subscribing to the channel. So let's talk throwing style. I get comments on my throwing style compared to other instructors. My throwing style that I've developed is very aggressive looking. I like to come down low and I like to throw low. I like to get out on front of my leg, head transfer to front, and throw as hard as I can. So I have a very, low compact style. But I have people always write me, or I've played with people, and they're kind of like, my throwing style isn't like everybody else's kind of a look or comment. And most of that's just because, like I said, that's just my style. I've been playing for 20 years, so I've developed my throw, after 20 years of playing. I throw on the fields all the time, so, I've developed my style of throw. But it's like I said, I get comments that I don't throw like the other instructors that they've watched on YouTube. They're throwing, standing up more with their throws. And so I don't know if, it comes across more intimidating because of my throwing style. But the general throw of my throw is, it can be done standing more upright. I prefer to throw down here. Bent legs, I prefer here compared to here. I just feel like I have a lot more power on my throw from a lower position. It could be from all the years of playing baseball. Played a lot of baseball. Baseball teaches you to stay down low, make your throw from here. Baseball isn't, come up, throw from here. But that'd be like a quarterback. A quarterback doesn't throw from down here. He doesn't hike the ball and then stay down here. A quarterback hikes the ball, comes up, and he throws from a more set position from up here. Yet a quarterback can throw a football 70 miles an hour from standing up here. A football quarterback doesn't lose any power. He's developed the throw standing up. And baseball, you develop your power staying low here and throwing. But both are the same. Both are using the arm the exact same way. The power of the throw comes off the arm. And that's really what I got going. Like I said, I can stand here and throw just like all the other instructors. I can stand right here, and throw straight. I can do that easy. That's how I used to throw. But so I guess my main premise is I think people are getting intimidated from my throw because I throw from down here. That same shot down here. I just like coming down with the shot here and make that same throw. So basically, when you get to the point where you know how to throw, that's when you start to try to make the throw your throw. Like if you like to watch tournaments, all the guys throw the same. They all can throw 400 feet. They all throw hard. But if you pay attention, every one of them has some kind of different run-up. They have a different style to their throw. Like you could tell a difference of a Paul Macbeth from Ricky Wysocki, Cannon Burr, to everybody else. I mean, they all look a little different. But the premise of the throw is all the same with all of them. How they get to the release of the disc, they're getting there looking different, but they're all getting here. And so for me, like I said, like I teach standard throwing techniques. All of my technique of throwing is the standard technique that's been around for over 50 years. You know, I haven't changed anything. And the only difference is I throw to my style now. But I got to my style because I learned how to throw, and then I changed it into me. So, you know, so like if you watch the video and you're just kind of a little bit like it doesn't look like you, my premise, like I said, like for me to get to here and throw, that's just my style. But the throw still can be thrown from up here. You know, once again, just straight ahead. You know, and I stood pretty straight up on that shot. You know, it's like I said, you know, I just rely on my disc, but, you know, there, I was standing up straight, threw it straight. Whoop. Throwing an understable disc into a headwind. That one went the other direction. So anyway, so I guess when you watch the videos and you know, you see my throws down here, you know, just still remember, you know, that's just where I'm at. You know, that's my style. But the premise of my throw can all be done from up here. Right here is the exact same throw. It's just I'm lower. So anyways, just a little description of my throw and why it looks different from other people's throw. You know, I've got 20 years of throwing the disc. So anyways, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha.